Okay, quick video on how to relight the pilot light on the water heater if it goes out. This is just a temporary measure until I can get the repair done that I actually need. So if we suddenly don't have hot water, right now the most likely cause of that is that the pilot light has gone out on the water heater. The reason the pilot light goes out is there is a safety device built into the water heater in order to prevent a gas leak. If that's malfunctioning, what it does is it shuts the gas supply off. If it's working properly, the pilot light on the water heater is constantly going. It'll never shut off, so that it's ready to go whenever the temperature gets below the setting that we set on the thermostat. So if we think it's out, step number one, we need to check and confirm that the pilot light is out. So if the gas line is on and nothing else has changed on the thermostat here, then the most likely reason is that the pilot light is out. We can check that by removing this blue cover and looking through a little window on the bottom of the water heater. The cover has a clip on either side. It just flexes to remove. And we can take this off and we can just set it aside. Now you'll see there's a couple of things that are exposed here. There's the gas line going in, and then all these little items here, little sensors and everything that go in here. But this is what we're really concerned with here, is this little window, because that's where we're going to be able to tell whether or not the pilot light is working or not. So through this window, we can look, you have to kind of look to the right as you're looking through the window. And right now there's no pilot light working. So I can check to make sure and see where it's at, because there's an igniter in here. So you see that where that little spark is? That's where the pilot light should be. Okay, now there's instructions on the side here on how to relight the pilot. All it goes over here, it's in kind of picture form, and then there's a description and all kinds of warnings about, how you're going to blow yourself up in your house. But here's the basics. So we have our thermostat down here and our gas valve. So the thermostat we adjust with this big dial, and then we've got the gas valve up on the top. That's this black knob. The little green button over here, that's the igniter. Okay, that sends an electric spark down into the burn chamber right where the pilot light should be. So to relight the pilot, what we're going to do is we're going to turn the thermostat all the way down to where it says pilot lighting. Okay, so basically all the way until it stops. Okay, and then I'm going to take this gas valve and I'm going to push it in, okay, and turn it down to where it says pilot. Now if I push it in more and then turn it all the way over here, that's off. But we're going to turn it to pilot. Should kind of pop up a little bit right there. Okay. And then what we need to do is we're going to push this down, which is going to push gas into the burn chamber. And then at the same time, we're going to push the igniter a couple of times to get that spark going to light the pilot light. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press down on the gas valve to keep the gas going in there. And then I'm going to hit the igniter until the pilot light comes on. Okay, so now you can see the pilot light's on. And I'm going to hold this gas valve down for up to a minute once it's ignited, so that we make sure that it's hot enough to stay on. Now the idea here is that it's supposed to heat up the thermocouple and then stay on, but it hasn't been. So I'm going to turn the thermostat up right away. Okay, so once I've got the pilot light lit, I've held this down for about a minute. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to turn the valve over to on. Okay, so it's pointing this direction. And then I'm going to turn the thermostat up. Okay. You can hear that. The burner started working. So you can look back down here into the burn chamber again, and you're going to see a lot more flame now. So there's the entire burner is going. Okay. And so once this is set up like this, what I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to turn this up to C, just because that's the higher temperature. Normally we leave it on A. So hopefully that water will get hotter and will stay that way. And once we've got everything running and the burner's going, we can replace the blue cover. I'm going to take this shorter side that is cut out, and I'm going to put that on first. That goes on this side. Remember, it's going to be flat on the bottom. This cutout goes on the top. So I'm going to put that into this side first. Just stick the tab into the hole, the cutout in the side of the water heater, and then I'm going to bring this over and then just bend it in and slide in that side. And then it's all done. So then expect that once the water has gotten hot, the burner will shut off, and at some point the thermocouple will get too cold to keep it going, and it'll shut the pilot light down again. Once the pilot light goes out, we can go through the same procedure to restart it. And that's it. Simple enough.